Turns out the bratty kids were Botas.
See, that was ever
Okay,
recorded. Now we have to repeat it.
All five of
we're
them.
recording. Okay, so just to recap, what our recap last mission, we got rid of the kids. We sent them to their uncle with credits, and then we tricked the dockmaster into giving us, or the port authority into giving us authorization for this boat to leave. So we're following up on the boat idea because Bota would have wanted this boat.
So just to give yourself some more time to discuss and think and debate on whatever you'd like to do, we'll go with everybody to get a warm meal and finalize their plans before hopping right on a boat. Heads back into the Soaked Slip, which is the bar that you guys. It's more of a pub that you guys went to um, upon your initial arrival into town, where you got a slug on a rug and can just I put in. I know that Luke has tried this before, but I think that I got dynamic lighting working, and this is a good map to see if I got dynamic lighting working, right? Can you guys see the entrance to the bar? You should see like most of the interior of the bar, I want to say, or the pub, and a lot of the outside of it is dark right now.
Yeah, I it makes sense. I could see it.
Okay. And I mean, you guys can move your characters around, and it should, like, if I move Jimmy over to here, it should allow him to see a different area of it. When things aren't in view of your character, they'll be you'll still see like what you had seen there, like as far as the map scale, but you won't, if there's characters there or anything like that, they won't appear any longer. But yeah, I mean, you guys do whatever you want. This is also kind of a test on dynamic lighting. But inside the bar, it's warmly lit. Uh, there's a little bit more atmosphere now. You can see, whereas when you came in before, it was mostly empty. Now there's a small amount of people there. Two Dowiton bouncers at the door that are just kind of making sure nobody gets too rowdy. There's a band playing on stage at the back, just a trio. And yeah, go nuts. I mean, you guys don't have to do anything within the bar. Again, I wanted to make sure that dynamic lighting was working a little bit. But I figured you guys would want to discuss whatever you want to do anyway, so welcome.
He's Ian's still falling through that too. Ian.
Jimmy looked in and found, basically he wanted a boat that would keep him that he would be able to go below decks on. So it's a vessel that'll hold enough people, but has a below deck space. It's not, it's got some movement on it, but it's not a
What's the name
not
of the
like a
vessel?
giant ferry boat or anything. Oh, of all the things that I don't think of. Um, the I don't know, the Blue Claw.
The Blue Claw. I like it.
Shit.
It's kind of like that crab.
Oh, crap.
I mean, if
Crossman's
it's
right.
shaped like
Crabs do.
a crab claw, then we have one of the pieces of the crab statue. Maybe it goes together like GoBots or something.
Go bots.
Like the Power Rangers. Okay. So all right, so we can leave whenever, and I think we should go as soon as possible because We want to go during the storm, right? That was part of our hurry here is going during the storm. I think what we had
Yeah,
12 more hours because we also would probably want to leave during the storm, right?
yeah. So you noted Sparky kind of commented that his sensors weren't working properly, and it appears that it's due to interference from the storm within the atmosphere, and so there's a desire to move before the storm, knowing that there's a New Republic listening post up the coast a little ways to be able to go in without worrying about their sensors, basically.
Yeah, and I think it's not just going, like we also want to come back before the storm's over. I kind of imagine this as like Jurassic Park where we want to do this during the big storm, like so like hey, if the power goes out, they're like, "Oh, it's just Dennis Nedry's code doing whatever." Okay, so we should probably is there anything we should probably talk about our strategy so we're not figuring it out over there, right? So I say we get there, we don't kill anybody. And do we just try to stealth our way in or do we want to like con people?
Set up a diversion.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Oh yeah. What if we have Rusty? What if we get there? We have Rusty set up some explosives. They go off, cause a big diversion, and then we rush in, take Grant, grab him before they even done investigating.
Come back here and have a drink.
What if we had your droid friend that you put that restraining bolt on take care of it?
Take care of the explosion, or take care of the grabbing Grant?
Probably the diversion part. I mean, if he's caught, then we're lost in the explosion. It shouldn't be too terrible.
Yeah, he's around here somewhere.
Yeah, it's like the all-knowing god of this place didn't actually make a mini for him, but he exists nonetheless.
We could. We could use 8D88.
Or we can do both.
We've got plenty of droids to sacrifice for this operation to be successful.
We'll sacrifice them to the Maker. Oh, Maker, we will destroy. We'll sacrifice 8 droids to make this mission successful.
I always feel like if you blow up a droid, it's kind of like an upgrade. Oh, go get a drink. Never mind.
If you walk in, Rusty, this human female is gonna approach. Oh, you're back. Oh, no, that's the wrong accent. Well, howdy, y'all.
Yeah,
Welcome back to the Folk Slip.
that's why I thought it was Applebee's. Is that voice?
I see going out in the storm didn't work as well for y'all as you was hoping, but you're welcome to warm yourselves up here. We got rooms for well, everything's a little busy right now, but we probably find a room if you're willing to pay the price. But until then, you're welcome to grab
she crack her knuckles. That sounded like a threat. Pay the price, the ultimate price.
You can die here in the lobby. You can die in bed. What do you want to do?
No,
Pretty sure I told you boys not to come back here tonight.
I think we need to do this. I think we need to keep moving forward and do this.
All right.
Or do we like? And I think we just agree on our plan, and then we go for it.
Plan on the move. We're wasting storm time.
Yeah.
I think that Yeah, we should definitely move with the storm since it seems like the game master is definitely paying attention to how long we take to do things. So
Yeah.
the longer we sit and talk about it, the worse it's going to be.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. I can fly this. Wait, is this aquatic vessel piloting?
The torch is moving.
Oh, you can see the torch? It's on the wrong layer.
Yeah.
No. There we go. Oh, maybe it is on the token layer. Let's see. Go ahead.
Is this aquatic vessel piloting, or is it repulsor lift?
This would be more along the lines of an aquatic vessel. Yeah, this is more of a proper boat. The docks here service, there's still a large amount of fishing and ferry vessels that move between Impombi and the Isle, and tour boats and random things like that. The vessel that Jimmy got has a good amount of kind of movement on it. It's got some speed to it, but it's a personal vessel. It's almost like a pleasure yacht, just like a smaller, like a sailboat you'd find in like San Leandro Marina or something, but a nice one, I guess, kind of a thing. Like you know what I mean,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
about that size.
Damn.
Okay.
It's not like a rundown houseboat.
Wow, got a real low opinion of San Leandro Marina, huh?
Uh, all right, so let's think about this. Okay, I like it, but if I'm taking a look at my stats, so I'm just gonna be, I think 4D is gonna be my skill here. So I'm not gonna be like super, the best pilot here. Funnily enough, if Java Jimmy was here, I think him out of the box, he'd be the best person to fly this. I think his piloting would be 40 plus 2. So that's okay. So
Because it's mechanical.
yeah, it's just mechanical. Yeah,
Jeez, we're screwed.
it's okay. I have 4D, so it's not that much worse.
4D, we're piloting into a hurricane.
It could be worse.
What
yeah.
if we find some Patsy to do the boat driving for us in this bar?
You want to recruit? Or wait, hold on. Let's take a step back before we start inviting people into this scheme. Hey, Ian or AT88, do either of you have? Are you either of you able to sail a yacht?
Are any of you sailors?
Are you two sailors looking for action?
Any of you sailed the high seas?
Not quite my specialty, but I've put my hand at the helm once or twice.
What is that supposed to mean? Come on, man.
Well, I suppose it's a little better than putting my hoof at the helm.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. One of them sounds great.
Yeah, I respect you.
All right. Okay. And what about AT88?
He has not.
Was that him referring to himself in third person?
I prefer to travel the stars, not the water.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. All right. So it sounds like I'll be the best bet. Maybe okay, so I'll sail and just hope for the best.
Sure, you want to like just ask, like
Hey,
get a
why was
charter?
it such a bad idea to have someone just
Like,
knows
just
how
tell
to
them.
make the boat?
Well, here's the thing: we're sailing to a restricted area, in the middle of a storm.
I mean,
How are
this
we going to
kinda
recruit
seems
somebody to do that?
this kinda
There's a
seems
lot
like
of
a no questions asked
I'm
kinda
sure there's
group
some
here.
brigands in this bar.
And this Applebee's?
Yeah.
What's the vibe that we're getting? Does this feel like we're in the like cantina with spacer or sailors, or does it feel like we're in just I don't know. I guess
Do you
it's
guys
more for the GM.
do you guys walk inside and take a table?
Yeah, let's take a
Yeah.
gander. Come on. Can't hurt to look. He's done such a nice map.
Let's no guys. Let's
By size,
I
it's
kid
argue
you
out in
kind
the
of
not.
rain.
Although I did spend time on the map. The map is completely reusable by anybody else that wants to use it in the future. But it was also a matter of I really did want something to play test dynamic lighting because
the dynamic lighting is key to this. It will
well,
help shadow our
it's
faces when we talk to our potential pilot.
it's key to your next location most likely, or to some location you may end up in.
Running through a resort in the dark.
Um, go ahead and roll.
Oh, I love how I emanate my own light. I feel like a god.
I'm not getting that.
You're not getting it.
Well, you're not near any. You're in the lit room, so you won't.
Yeah, go towards the edges.
Oh, hey, this looks cool.
Oh.
Whee! We're just.
Oh wait, yeah, I get it
Whoa.
now. Yeah. Oh wow.
Whoa! Who
let's
turned the
go.
lights off? This is the darkest open bar. It was there. It was good for a second, and now it's just dark.
Oh no, all black.
No, I
No,
can
no.
see a little bit, but it's like we're in a cave.
I mean, I see everything except the walls are kind
Well,
of dark.
now all the people disappeared. Oh, they're there, I guess.
They're still there. It's just you.
We've all gone blind.
Oh, well, this is gonna be a real short trip now.
Yeah, let me ask the bouncers, my kind of guys. Hey, do you guys serve any kind of like spicy hot peppers here?
If you want a menu, you gotta talk to Anita.
And he gestures to the woman that welcomed you into the bar initially.
Oh,
Hey, I need a light.
Grab one of those torches.
How?
Where'd you go? You ran off.
I ran off into the darkness.
There
Did
you
you
are.
go?
Now you're
Did you
back.
walk outside? What did you do?
No, he's still inside here with us.
I don't know
I'm
how you
trying to
lost
grab-
light.
Now he's gone.
Trying
No, now he's up by the torches.
to grab a
no.
torch.
Ran outside to get a torch.
maybe because I'm an aqualish, I can see in the dark. Why everything's so bright?
Because you got that super high perception.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do a search roll here and see if we see anybody that look like a potential. Yeah.
Roll your streetwise.
So let's see, streetwise. Forgot what I am in that one. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
4D
Go to
plus
the-
1. There it is. All right.
Yep. Anybody that wants to take a look about can roll a streetwise. You got a wild on your 6 on your wild.
Street.
Oh. Stupid Rule 20 rules are in my way.
It's hard.
Twenty.
Of all the people that you kind of look at, this human female sitting to the side at a table by herself, you get just kind of like getting a look around. This guy looks like this Duro here looks like he's a little bit of an older gentleman. He's well dressed. Looks like he's probably awaiting transport over to the Isle. There's the couple at the table there. They don't look like they're going to be much use piloting a GIF or anything across the water, much less in any useful manner. Or keeping their mouths shut. They look like they're on a honeymoon. Again, kind of waiting a trip to the Isle. The bartender over there, the Chadra fan's talking to that Ugnaught over at the bar. Rusty, roll a perception. Roll. Yeah, just a perception
Am I panicked?
on top of that 20. You can add your 1d if you want to. Woo.
Embarrassed.
Rusty, as you're looking across, this female catches your eye,
Hey.
and she sees you and immediately kind of turns away to her drink at the bar.
Hey, I'm so perceptive. I didn't even see you highlight that. Where the?
Up at
Where was
the
that
top at the bar.
Oh,
Chadra fan?
No,
hey.
not the Chadra fan. The Chadra fan's the
Oh,
barkeeper.
Next to the Ugnaught.
Yeah.
Who are you calling a nug nut?
We don't know the Ugnaught, do we?
You
That's
don't
the
know
one
the
we
Ugnaught.
rescued from. It's the Ugnaughts that we rescued long ago.
You know, how long ago was that really? Like a year in game?
When you guys went to camp,
Yeah.
you rescued that Ugnaught. That'd be hilarious if that was who it was. How the hell did you end up here? Where's our ship?
Wilkes Broadsky?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
It's those two Ugnaughts that stole that ship from you guys after you landed in camp.
Godspeed, little buddy.
I don't remember Wilkes' friend. She's you recognize her as Sakion.
What?
She's a Sakion, that woman that Rusty recognized.
She does not want you to recognize her clearly.
She turned away when she saw Rusty looking in her direction.
Hmm.
Oh.
All right, let's go rough her up.
Might. Okay.
All right, so we have two potentials here. That one and the one that's sitting at the table by herself in all black. Oh, see, there's an upstairs. Are we allowed to go up there?
I mean, you can walk around wherever you like.
This is minors only.
I also speak Ugnaught or Oogies. We could
Right.
In Chadra
Here's-
fan, if I remember. Or no, Bota tried to talk to a Chadra fan before.
That's right. I scared it away. Okay, so here's my plan, guys. Two plans. One, talk to the Duro, see if he's seeking passage over to the Isle. If there's any urgency of him getting there. Try to convince him that going now, while the hurricane is at a low point, is the best option, and see if he already has transportation secured in some way. Two, we go up to one of these other people and we explain to them that there's a medical emergency on the island. Blaine is a doctor and has to be there in order to perform an emergency appendectomy. And if we can't, and we need someone to get there, and the rest of the port's been shut down just because of the storm and the late hour. And see if anyone can help us pilot a craft that we've been able to secure.
I mean,
If neither one of those work, then we'll just wing it.
I will add, just in addition for your planning. Again, you don't have to. Don't feel like just because I put you in the map, you have to do something. But 4D is not terrible for somebody piloting a ship. But you are in a hurricane, so it's kind of the difference between flying spacecraft, in and out of orbit and kind of between stops, and flying a spacecraft through not an asteroid field, but some debris and trying to avoid stuff. Like it's not impossible to do, but it's not easy either. So
once we get there, how are we getting off of there? See, so we're gonna need to be able to have someone to pilot the boat once we do extraction too, to get back out of there, unless we're gonna steal a ship once we land there. Whoa,
I
where'd
mean,
Jimmy come from?
he's
Engine
he's
closet?
been with you. Well, I mean, couldn't we just take the same thing we took in on the way out?
The taco truck?
Not the taco truck. Whatever we take over there.
Yeah.
What? I mean, okay. So, first of all, the sailboat doesn't go that fast. I'm sure they're gonna have like some kind of security craft that's much faster than that if they're chasing us. So we have to either go in completely stealth and not be found, or we need a very experienced pilot to get us out of there in a hurry, be able to know how to sail the craft as efficiently as possible because there's not any way to like boost our speed, right?
I mean, you guys have finagled with things. You've seen Blaine messing with the Jig Starhawk before. You know that there's ways to modify vessels. It's a matter of how long it would take to do that. But
Well,
there's
I'm just
there's
assuming
always
this thing
things
is
to
not
do.
like.
How about
I'm guessing this is.
what if I mean, can't we go and check out the boat first, just to see what it is? Like, because all we know is it's the blue claw, right? And we know like it'll fit us all. What if it's? I mean, it could be just a sailboat, which would be really hard to fly or go in the storm. But it could
It's
just.
not a so it's not a sailboat, right? Like Jimmy will tell you, it's not. It is a it's got an engine or a motor on it, right? Like it can move. You're not operating by wind power, although there are
It's
vessels
like
that do, and there are even some
it's
pleasure vessels in the harbor that do that. But
like a
it's
tugboat.
I mean, it's a like a pleasure craft. Like it's somebody that is probably fairly wealthy purchased this for, you've got a decent sized bay. I think it's called Blackfin Bay there, in between Impombi and the Isle, and even south there, that there's a lot of fishing commerce in, there's a lot of crabbing commerce in, and there's just a lot of vessels around. And somebody wealthy kind of has their own pleasure craft. It's nice, it's not a Ferrari, but it's a Lexus, it'll get you from point A to point B and looking good, and it can move. Maybe it's an Audi, right? It's got, he
Does,
didn't pick a slow ship,
All right. Well.
but he
does it
didn't,
have enough fuel?
All right. I think I just have enough fuel. How do we know?
I
But
don't know.
hey,
Does it have range to go there and back?
oh yeah, it's definitely got enough range to go to the Isle. The Isle is not far.
Okay.
what if
They got a sound system.
It's not going to traverse the continents
Does
of
it have a sound
Rathalay.
system?
It won't traverse the continents of Rathalay, but it will traverse easily
Oh, man.
to the Isle and back. It'd probably be able to get you from Impombi to North Haven if it really needed to.
I mean, we always tell them we're a party boat. It's a pleasure boat. So we're just out having a good time, having some drinks, and storm got
Oh,
out of
hey,
hand.
hey. What? Yeah. What if we try to recruit people by saying it's a party bus,
Yeah, there we
and then
go.
and then we have a party bus, and we're just like partying it up, and then the party bus lands, and they're like, "Wait, what?" And then while they're confused, we.
It sounds like Cabo.
We can tell. We can just tell them that there's a storm, something bad
What
happened, we're
what did
lost.
they call those things? The like the
Booze
drunken cruise or
cruise,
something like that. Booze cruise. Yeah.
and I'm Captain Bruisin, and I'm
Um, Ian has been talking with Sparky a bit, and as
he's the only
a
one that makes sense
criminal
around here.
criminal overlord or criminal mastermind, roughly, he he'll he'll tell you, like, from what you guys have seen, these tunnel networks and everything are not something that's super known about. And if it's going to be on a place like the Isle, if they don't know about it, which they may or may not, right? Because you've just got like the base buildup of the Isle. The actual structure and everything there was built by the New Republic, but this is stuff that was the foundation was laid before the New Republic got there.
Oh, wait,
during
wait.
the Empire.
Let's rewind it. So we're not actually going to Albe Island, right? We're going to the island it's next to, and then we're going under a tunnel, right?
So there's an access point to the Isle, but where what you have seen is there's coordinates, and it looks like there's a cavern system underneath Albe Isle. Not a tunnel that gets to Albe Isle, but somewhere that you, if you could get there, would be able to access into.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we could park the boat. We'd be on Albe Isle. We'd park the boat somewhere. We'd go underground, and then we'd pop out somewhere in the facility.
Right, you're going
Oh,
underneath
okay.
the facility, basically, yeah.
Guys, why don't we just wing it without trying to bring in a rando who could just turn on us? I say we just this has got Bota's Rescue Part 2 written all over it. I say we just go. And then
party bus alibi. Party bus alibi.
yeah. Well, we don't even need the party bus. We just get over there. Right? We just get over there, get in, sneak in the tunnels, and then pop out of the tunnels, and then sneak around, find Grant. But here's the other thing. With the tunnels, if someone comes out of one of the other goes through one of the other ways, maybe they could do a diversion for us. We grab Grant, we come back. I feel like we're overthinking it.
Yeah, could be.
Rusty,
Makes
roll
sense.
me 1d20.
I think this is how this mission got so long. We've overthought everything. Let's 1d20.
Trying to tell you guys.
For Rusty, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you rolled then, Rusty. I got 11.
All right. Rusty be rolling. Echo slow. 6.
All right.
Like the amount of children I'm disappointed. Not mine, but you get them. You get them.
6.
All right.
This Ugnaugh's gonna get us. Come over and shank us.
Does Rusty know the lady at the bar?
You can't recall right now with a 6 on a d20.
Damn it.
That was exactly what you rolled for.
Those kids must have put something in my drink.
Okay. Hey, Rusty, let's why don't we try to go pick her pocket?
Yeah. All right.
I mean, this is normally Jimmy work.
Let's pick the pocket of
Actually,
the nice lady that just looked at me.
yeah.
Sure, let's do that.
Yeah.
I'll be your wingman.
So she glanced over at kind of the group as you guys entered, and then turned away like she wasn't interested in whoever came in the door, basically.
I don't know. My perception
that one.
tells me that she was looking right at me, man. Seeing that.
I mean, you noticed her. You with the 6. It's been a long couple of weeks. You jumped down a trash chute and went to some random asteroid, fell on a pirate base, walked through the jungle, showed up in a town. We're gonna be in the Battle of the Bands. Weren't in the Battle of the Bands. Drove out into a hurricane. Found some kids. Kicked some kids out into a storm.
Mm-hmm.
Like you recognize. You know that she's a Sakion, but you don't. There's no like dots connecting for you. That's really kind of the thing. I don't know that anybody else would recognize a Sakion on immediately as easily as Rusty, and you're just not. There's no click as to why, what you're thinking about there.
All right. Let's who's actually the best out of all of us pickpocketing? It's got to be Bota. You have the highest. You're the most dexterous out of all of us. What if I go over there, distract her?
4D.
Yeah, and then while I'm distracting her, you
We're
pick
just
her
trying
pocket.
to get in trouble before we go across to the.
Well, she looked at us funny. I think she needs to
Okay.
learn a lesson.
I'll take that.
Oh boy.
Oh man, I love this. Guys, I think we've been overthinking this whole mission way too much. Let's go pickpocket this lady instead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I've got 5D pickpocket. I'll give it a try. Come on.
All right.
See if we
Okay.
can get her information from her at least a minimum so we don't have to ask her since we're all too shy.
Okay. That sounds good. Let's go over there and
Got
Order a
bad,
drink.
I'll order a
Yeah.
drink. Yeah.
Got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
Come on, Rusty.
Saying.
You start talking to the Ugnaught. Pretend like you guys get in a fight.
Hey,
I'll
DJ
push
Rick.
you.
Just as a reminder, because sometimes we've forgotten on this mission, Bota looks like Bogus West, and Rusty looks like
Sandra
Sandra
Bridges.
Bridges
Girl.
right now, right? With a pixie cut, so a messed up dress and a
So-
pixie cut.
And a
So
scarred
that's
face.
perfect for the Ugnaught to take advantage of a pretty woman. How dare
So
you?
just to remember what
Offended.
you look like for however you
Right.
want to behave here.
That's why she doesn't recognize you.
Alright, I'll join you at the bar. Hold up. I'm gonna hit on the Ugnaught.
I'm gonna slide in over by the Sakian.
Yeah. Hey, DJ Bacon, buy me a drink.
You say that in Wookiees.
Are you gonna try to persuasion flirt?
Who are you talking to?
The Ugnaught.
Who else is DJ
DJ.
Bacon?
The Ugnaught looks to his right and then looks at you. You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Talking to the
My name's Ton.
Basic.
thong.
Ton.
Oh, for a second I thought you said thong. I got really interested.
No. You haven't heard him? You hear my band right there? I'm here. I'm just here as the manager. I ain't buying nobody drinks.
Oh, yes, you are. Sweetness.
No.
Hey, Bota, do your thing, man. Come on.
You're supposed to be getting him to push you.
Look,
You gotta create more of a diversion than that.
I'm just here to enjoy the show right now. I don't need any of this whatever this is, miss. I apologize, but you're a little bit big for me.
Get a little close to the Ugnaught. I'm like,
You know what? Get your hands off me, all right? How dare you touch a lady like that?
Roll a con.
on is under
Perception.
Yeah, 3.
Oh.
Whoa.
Hey, I'm gonna put my hands on you. Hey, can we get him out of here? And the Chad fan looks at you and says, "Look, miss, if you're not gonna buy a drink, I'm gonna have to ask you to get out, because this man's in charge of the entertainment tonight. I can't be having this happening."
That's all right. Okay, well, I guess there was a misunderstanding. I'm gonna go freshen up. Where the facilities at?
He calls out, and this Doherty comes over. Yep, Ping. This lady is messing with Mr. Katonk right now. Could you just you find her a place to be that's not quite in the area?
All right. I like a little escort for a lady like myself. I want everyone to know that I am a lady.
All right. As this is happening,
Pretty lady, come with me.
And Ping will kind of put his arm on, or his hand on your back.
You strong?
Yes, right I am.
And he's gonna lead you towards the door.
Oh wait, hey, no. Hey, tell me. All right. Can I?
we barely were. That was the quickest. All right. All right. As this is happening, I'm gonna.
Go to the bathroom. Oh, keeps moving me.
If you
I-
try and move away, Ping will take a tighter grip on you to pull you with him.
Hey,
Hey.
Ping, I feel really good on my back. You want to get that, pop that nerve out for me? Ugh.
Open doors.
And he'll open the doors, and he's not gonna shove you out, but he's just gonna, gently guide you out the door. Go ahead, Blaine and Bota, whatever you want.
All right. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna slide in next to Sakine and say, "Wow, isn't it isn't that just so sad and desperate seeing people hit on other people in bars? Hi, my name's my name's Stig McNasty. Well, what's your name, beautiful?
It is a little bit sad to see someone hitting on someone that obviously is not interested at a bar.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I think I'm gonna have a shot. Would you like something too? Shot, drink, cocktail, milk.
Are you trying
Chicken poppers?
Are you trying to like heavily
Jalapeno
distract
poppers?
her at all?
I'm trying to distract her, so Bota can pickpocket her.
I was like, I just want to watch.
Chicken
Go ahead and roll
Ronto wings.
roll a con first, and then a persuasion.
Okay. Let's do it. 37 for my con. And then persuasion 21.
Look, if it'll get you, if it's a good enough story for your night, you can buy me a drink.
Great.
I'll have a Moxie.
All right. I like the sound of that.
Actually, she says, I'll have a, let me see here. I made a couple drinks for this.
I was gonna say, wait, Moxie.
A Moxie is the bartender will tell you it's a drink that all the locals think they think it's a local treasure. It's a popular drink there. Actually, no. Bartender, he's paying for 2 campaign promises.
Damn.
Oh, I don't know if I like the sound of that one. Okay.
And the Chadra fan goes over and starts to make a drink. Do you want to? Are you turning to her? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Real quick. Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to get her attention, and we'll try to keep the conversation going by doing persuasion flirt, just in the hope of Bota picking her pocket to see who she just maybe you can get like her identification
All right, Bota, go ahead.
if you
Whatever
want.
you want to do.
You
Tell me
don't
what
have
to do.
to.
Changing my mind.
I rolled it earlier. I got a 13.
Oh, you got to roll it now, though. You can't just
Oh.
roll randomly.
Okay.
I roll what I want.
18.
Hey.
Because I saw your 13, but Blaine and Rusty distracting her did adjust her roll. What'd you say you got? An 18? Okay. Um, what do you? She's got a small bag next to her, like uh a purse, I guess, not a small purse, next to her. And there's a
Satchel.
yeah, a satchel sized, not smaller than a satchel, like a not quite a clutch, but a purse. Next to her,
Okay.
and there's a data pad on the table or on the bar, near her as well. What do you want to go for, or what do you want to do?
Is the purse on the floor or on the table?
It's hanging off of her. It's like slung over her shoulder, but hanging behind her.
Sorry, I missed that last part. You said it's hanging off what?
It's slung over her shoulder, but hanging behind her.
Oh,
Like when she adjusted to turn to Blaine, um, she moved it over to her side, and that's kind of behind her now, because it was in her lap before.
all right. Go for that.
All right, roll d10.
One.
You managed to pull a small plastic card out, and that's it.
Is there lipstick?
No, it's like an identification card, like a credit card sized card.
Okay.
You recognize it as like a passport ID kind of a thing that you would have for scanning through, various parts of the New Republic.
Oh,
But
good. I thought you were gonna say it was Joe Cos's business card, and then I was gonna be like, damn it,
you need to hook it into
it's everywhere.
you need to hook it into a data pad to look up the information on her.
All right.
Got good Yelp reviews.
Are you gonna? What do you want to do next, or what are you gonna do next? You're now standing
Is
right behind her with a card in your hand.
is the data pad on?
She has a data pad in front of her at the bar. If you want to try and grab that,
No,
you
I'm
guys
just saying, is
have.
it turned on? Like, can you see the screen?
You just have the card. You would slide this into a
Is
data
the data
pad to
pad
read the
turned
information on.
on?
Is the data pad turned on? Is her data pad turned on the counter?
Yeah.
No. It's like it looks like it's blank, like it might be in a sleep state or something.
I thought you guys were talking code, like, yo, you
But
got
it's
it bad.
very obviously hers.
Well, I don't know. We can leave. Go figure out who this person was. What's the damage for these drinks, bartender?
That'll be 50 credits. And he sets down 2 pint glasses in front of you.
Great. I will give him 100 credits and say, keep the change.
You filthy animal.
All right, so I'm writing down minus 100 credits.
All right. And Bota, you can write down +1 ID card.
Okay. Okay, so let's leave and let's can we just put it into Sparky? Could Sparky just figure out what it is?
Jimmy's got a data pad with him.
Okay, well let's walk away.
Somebody will have to.
I'll give this a key and a wink and walk away. What's by the way, I never got your name. And I'm gonna say it as I'm walking away.
Okay. Bota, I'm presuming that you're walking away more towards kind of the middle area there of the bar. So I'm gonna move your character real quick. Um, Lulu.
Whoa, Lulu. All right, I'll keep my cool. Keep my cool here. Everyone comes to Regimus. Or sorry, where are we? What planet is this? I had a stroke for a second.
Rathalay?
Rathalay. That was like
Obviously,
2
he's
years
had
ago.
Starship Expo. Seeing
Oh,
Rusty
man.
be escorted out, everybody else started to kind of move out. Like, well, we can't just leave Sandra Britches behind. So, it's just you and Boda in the area.
All right, well, I'm walking out, so
And Ping and Pong, the two bouncers, are both kind of standing, watching the door there.
okay. Well, let's leave, but we gotta tell Sandra / Rusty who we found inside. Maybe we should just I don't know. Maybe we should just give him an ID card.
Yeah, go nuts. Rusty, do you know who Lulu is? This is why
Nope.
I'm completely willing to let you guys try and remember
I
what
know
even like what a random person like looks like before. Rusty, you ran into Lulu on Coruscant, or Bota might have run into Lulu on Coruscant. Somebody ran into her when she was dealing with some um
She a
government
bad
type people.
lady.
Lulu's Rusty's lost love.
Man,
She also loved your brother.
Some would say that.
Who
kind of like
That's
also
right.
yeah.
more like a cousin thing. I don't know. Like,
She couldn't make up her mind.
yeah, I felt bad for the kid. Glad I'm not in there right now.
I'm just guessing this is the part where David wrote in like, oh man, I just might fall asleep again. So
That was the fight between Rusty and Thrusty that we had before we left, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Theodore
I was like, what? You're no brother?
Theodore Steele and Roostan had a conversation about Lulu and trying to keep her safe, that she was going off the rails a little bit in her
Quest for vengeance.
pursuit of vengeance. Yeah.
yeah, because isn't the backstory that like she used to work at the same club as Rusty, and like Rusty kind of like
He played the piano.
yeah. He was
That's how
trying
you
to
know
help
he
her
doesn't have
out.
hoof hands. It's his brother who couldn't play a piano with these damn hoof hands.
Lulu develops an almost irrational vendetta against a New Republic senator.
Yep.
And you guys are in the town that ferries people to a resort that is often visited by New Republic senators.
Oh, that's their problem, not my problem.
Maybe we should just give her a ride.
Yeah, should we go back in and be like, actually, Lulu, I know you have a quest for vengeance. We're on a similar path.
We're here to help you.
I mean, Rusty would know.
Wait a second,
Lulu,
she knows who we
Lulu
are,
is a
though.
dancer. She's not a watercraft. She's not a super skilled pilot or anything along those
She's not
lines.
a
more-
seafaring
She's more an
individual.
exotic dancer with a heart of gold.
I mean, if you guys want a party boat, it's just a different kind of party.
Yeah, this would be the person.
Ooh,
Gave her all the words that made her feel so nice and pretty.
Everclear.
Yeah, I mean, she'll create some chaos.
She
But
tried to put them on, but they seemed to never ever seem to fit.
yeah, when you run the card, it does identify her. She's not so she hasn't made enough contacts and so driven to have created like a false persona anything like that, much less one that would pass through the scrutiny. So she's using her own ID to get where she's going, and she has made her way here somehow.
Making our way downtown. Okay. Well,
Oh
That
man.
sounds so sweet and unlike Lulu.
all right. Well, maybe instead of, do you think Lulu? Do we leave Lulu to her own devices, or do we say, "Hey, Lulu, jig us up"?
Hey Lulu.
This is the continual problem of me adding NPCs and people into this RPG. Even though I like the idea of part of this, I wanted to be like affecting people's backstories and like getting to know each other and stuff to a degree, right? Anytime you guys see an NPC, there's a constant like, hey, should we derail everything and spend some time,
Because
spend a whole mission?
I think we would constantly be doing this, but it's harder with us being in disguise.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I say let's go get her.
Whatever you guys want.
Hey, Rusty, look what we found.
Yeah. Hey, unless Rusty, what do you think? Do you think we should get her, or do you think we should not? It's up to you.
Let's
This is
see.
your.
We've got a crazy psycho hose beast that you guys want me to say hi to.
Wait, this is your lost love.
No way, man.
Okay,
A lot's
I
changed in
completely
this last
understand.
month.
I mean, I'm after
Pretty sure that I remember you
something that I
saying that
lost
you
in
really
my life
liked her
as
when
well,
we were
but
when
this sounds
Rusty was
crazy
around.
to me.
Yeah.
Look, I can have some common sense that I'm wary of this situation, man. She'll turn on you. All right? Okay? She'll cut you in your sleep. All right? Just like
Will
she does
she?
those Republican senators. She's confused. She's evil. She hooked up with my brother.
Wow. I thought she was the one for you after that impassioned speech you gave.
To be
Oh,
honest, I
Thrusty.
can't remember what I said. I actually remember the speech to Thrusty and not Lulu. I can't remember the
You didn't have a conversation with Lulu.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Bota saw her in a conflict with these New Republic looking, like senatorial looking people. One of whom was a representative from Ariadu. I wonder if I say right or remember right.
Yeah.
Before, while you guys were driving up, and like the cops got stuck in a major collision that you guys caused by running through a red light, right?
Yeah.
And you guys picked up Bota, and she had already left. And then when you showed up at the spaceport, you ran into Theodore, who was looking for her and was saying like, yeah, he was, Roostan, I can't believe that you show no care for this woman.
Well, I mean, and correct me if the backstory, I don't have this right, but she's a different person from when I first met her and like fell in love with her. She like because I felt like I was trying to. She was a struggling dancer and kind of out of place, and it was kind of like a, I don't know, maybe father figure, but definitely had strong feelings. But then she got involved into other things, and she's not the same person. Like
Yeah, like she something kind of happened that seemed like it caused something to snap in her.
yeah, and maybe Rusty feels also some blame for it. Just maybe.
I don't know. This is that I only have the couple sentences that I've got from what you talked about.
Rusty remembers a lot of this. It's all well before our time.
You ever like be with a person and then they like hook up with your best friend and then they come back and they're just different. Like, ugh.
Except for your best friend's your brother.
Stop rubbing
Yeah.
it in.
I
Dang.
am just gonna like, I thought my family was messed up.
All
She's
right.
the one that. What's worse is that she's the one that gave him the nickname Thrusty.
I'm Rusty. Mark down that you have one hero point is what I'm going to call it for now.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so this hero point, and I've like decided I'm gonna like give them out based on criteria that I've set. You can use that whenever you want. You have it until forever. You can use it to either re-roll something that you roll really poorly on, or you can force me to re-roll on something at some point. And if you re-roll it, you can take the higher of the two, and if I re-roll it, I take the lower of the two.
Oh,
I don't believe in the Force. I believe in heroism. Oh, Rusty. Oh shit.
All right, so we're gonna. Do we
That was
want
gold.
to? Do we want to get this person?
I mean,
Look, I just know we're wasting away time.
Yeah.
look, you want a distraction? She's gonna be a big distraction. All we gotta tell her is there's some senator. That'll get her kids. She'll go nuts.
All right. You know that this is Rusty's backstory. I'll let Rusty decide. Whatever you want to do. If we want to just go, let's just go. Wow, did we lose Bota? Bota just went.
I feel like Rusty should go in.
I feel like I should at least go back in there.
If they'll let you.
The two bouncers are standing in the doorway when you approach.
Can I take my wig off?
I mean, you can do whatever you want. You just tell me what you're doing. And I'm gonna move your guys' NPCs or your guys outside just because you were all just talking and Rusty has to be outside.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remove my outfit if I can. Like, is it possible to remove the wig, kind of brush off the makeup a little bit, and then take off? Like, am I wearing anything underneath my dress or outfit?
Yeah, you had to,
Space.
I don't know what female Aqualish look like, but you had to make yourself look a little female.
I still gotta move some of these balloons. Someone give me a jacket.
All I have is my Hawaiian shirt and puka shells.
Damn it. I'll know that. What if I just take my outfit and put it inside out?
Yeah, like your reverse.
Wait.
Sailor jacket.
Oh yeah, your
Oh,
sailor
yeah.
jacket.
Oh, yeah. That's Captain Pimp mode to you.
Captain Pimp mode. Does that come with like
All
a
right.
little sound effect when that comes on?
I don't know, but I bet if I dig deeper in some of these pockets, I'm gonna find something else.
You
All right.
still have a couple strips of that jerky.
Oh,
We're saving that for Lulu when she gets hungry.
Here you go, girl.
Ton.
But make
Mr.
sure
Ton.
you offer it with your hand open so Lulu doesn't get confused and mistakes your fingers for food.
Mr. Ton sends you out.
Oh, they know that I'm trying to sneak in.
Use your persuasion disguise.
All right, so I've got my jacket on. Can I somehow, persuasion to Talk to
You tell me what you want to tell the bouncers.
the
Hey, here to see that lady at the bar.
The one on the right, Pong, looks over his shoulder and waves in from the bar in towards himself, and the hostess, waitress, Anita, walks over. Yeah, Pong, what's going on?
He want to talk, lady.
Well, I don't know what's going on here, but look, whatever you said to the manager over there, the band manager. I mean, he's providing the entertainment tonight, and we just can't have, with the storm, we got more than usual, and outside people coming in, and provides a little bit of revenue, and I mean, can't be just letting in anybody when it's costing us money, you know.
Is there a cover I can pay? I'm just here to talk to the lady at the bar. I know her.
Well, I can pass along the message if you want, but
Yeah, you do that. You let her know the fine gentleman in the officer's uniform is an old bouncer friend. That's right, bouncer.
all right, if that's what you want. Roll a persuasion for me.
Persuasion is perception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David gave me a hero point because he's pretty sure something's gonna get chopped off of me.
I'll give you a hero point because you said that she's the one who gave him the nickname Thrusty.
Uh, 19.
She'll walk back to the bar, and you see her talking to Lulu there, and Lulu kind of is a little bit surprised.
Remember when I said
You
I
see her
got
ask a
bad?
question, like, and then the waitress kind of gestures towards the door, and she just kind of exasperated throws her hands up, grabs her purse, and she you see her grab her purse and look down at it and stare at it for a second, and then slowly look up at you as she rummages around in it, and you just see this like a it's like this like confusion mingled with anger show up on her face as she walks towards the door.
It's the look of desire, my lady. You're in for a treat, Rusty.
Oh, got a bad feeling about this.
Bota, did you give Rusty the ID card, or who's holding it?
Yeah, I guess I would have after we got kicked out.
I'm gonna reverse pickpocket back into Rusty.
And she looks at you, Rusty, as she steps at the door or to the door, and she says, "Did you steal my passport?"
No, I think what you mean to say is that did I happen to pick up something that you may have dropped? Or, so good to see you, Lulu.
Do you? What do you do? Are you showing her the passport as you hold it, or as
Oh
you
yeah,
say this?
and I toss it in the air too, so she can grab it, or I catch it.
Um, roll. You toss it in the air. Roll a dexterity really quick.
Uh, 16.
Um, she she reaches out and gets her hand on it, but at the same moment, your hand grabs for the card, but you grab her hand in the air as she's holding the card, and she looks at you.
What are you doing here, little Lulu?
Rusty, what are you doing here?
Oh no. I asked you. You get into trouble?
I haven't gotten into any trouble yet, but there will be trouble when I use this to get where I'm going.
You with anybody?
No,
You answer me. You come here alone? Or you got someone else here?
there's nobody that's there's nobody I could trust to actually help me on this. Your brother tried to stop me, and I had to get away from him to make it here. Cost me a week.
Alright, alright. Okay, well, behind me, these are my friends. I think you might have met them.
Stig McNasty at your service.
Okay.
Put her there.
This is Bogus West.
This is bogus.
That's it. That's his name.
Ian just like runs his hands in front of his face and is just like, oh.
This is.
If you didn't want to get anywhere, did you, Ian? Why did you join up with us otherwise?
Slow
Hello.
but steady.
Look, whatever you're gonna do,
It's a slow boat to nowhere, buddy.
you know I'm gonna try to stop you.
I know where they are, and I
Who's,
can finally have some sort of payback.
alright, hold up. Who's they this time?
The
Wait,
senator.
and where?
They're staying on
Alright.
the Isle.
Oh, well, today
Well,
might
that's
just be
really-
your lucky day. Let's roll. Do you know how to fly an aquatic vessel?
What? No,
No.
what? I came here. I'm waiting for the ferry.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
you want to come on
Good luck
one?
on that.
yeah, you can go on the ferry, or you could go on the super secret ride that we're taking.
Pleasure yacht.
Well, it can be.
Not really.
Guys, don't give her any ideas. Come on.
She looks at Blaine and turns her face slowly to you as she pulls her hand away from yours. What?
We've got a
You
private.
just said you're trying to stop me. And now you're asking me to pilot a craft in a hurricane?
Well, maybe you help us, and I might be able
Trying
to
to
help
stop
you.
you.
I'm just gonna get you.
It's
real
another way of
close.
saying to just detain you for a short time.
Yeah. I mean, no, I didn't say that.
Well, it's nice to know where people are. Like, I don't know. It's up to you. But we're headed over that way. Maybe we can spend the time trying to figure out what you're going through on the way there.
You're headed to the Isle. In this.
Oh, because of this.
Rusty grabs Lulu, grabs her by the
But-
elbow, and he brings her a little close. And he says,
Hey, look, I can't stop you. I never could. But I'd feel better if I could at least, maybe we can keep you a little safer. Get what I mean?
Most certainly do not at this moment. Understand why I'm seeing you here, of all places, and how you're going to help me.
All right,
But if you
everyone.
can get me there tonight, fine.
I was gonna say,
All the better.
I'm sensing real big little kids vibes where we just start walking away. All right.
I mean, no one's given her nobody said hey, we're gonna do this. We need you to do this. You're gonna or we can get you here. You haven't really offered her much other than we're going that way, right?
Yep.
And she wants to get to the Isle. She
And maybe you want to get to the Isle and not have your passport track that you were there. Right? I think that's probably the biggest win for you, Lulu.
Thank you. Slapping some common sense.
Now, I may just be a clue horn player with bleached tips, but I know a thing or two.
He's not very good at the clue horn, I don't think, but
Well, I can blow.
look, if you're willing to sit in front of a ship, in front of a wheel for a little bit, I'm sure that we can get you somewhere. Can we just go?
Yeah. So all this talk, this mission about going there as quick as possible, we certainly didn't do that. All right, let's go. Lulu, coming or going?
I think we didn't follow our own advice.
We never listen to ourselves.
Roll a persuasion, Blaine.
Hey, I'm not the one that pickpocketed Lulu, okay?
Or somebody, either Blaine or Rusty, roll a persuasion to convince her to come along with you.
Not me. I fell on my ass with an 8.
22.
1 at the end.
Wait for it.
Boy,
All right.
Lulu.
I have to look up one thing real quick on this stupid rule. Okay. She'll she looks unhappy still, but she'll follow along after you commented that you might be able to get her there without her passport showing that she went to the Isle.
Great. Let's go to the Blue Claw. Post 8.
You guys brave your way through a deluge to the docks in there, and they are I mean, it's not like a complete weather shielding, so you still have a bit of effect going on passing through, but the boats themselves appear to be well cared for and moored safely in place as the hurricane winds kind of buffet them, and with Jawa Jimmy having gotten you permission for the Blue Claw specifically, you find your way to that vessel. It looks like it's like an Audi, right? Like it looks like it's got some get up and go to it. The actual below deck space is really to increase the aerodynamics of the boat. Looks like it is a pleasure kind of speed craft that somebody would use to tool around in the bay, not something that you'd use for open ocean travel by any means. Not something you would travel between the continents here, because it probably doesn't have the power cells to maintain a long distance journey, but something that'll get you, that'll show off around kind of tourist and people staying around. And so it looks like a decent ship. You make your way in. Uh, go ahead and roll. Anybody that wants to try and unmoor the ship, go ahead and roll a survival as everybody else kind of gets in and starts the vessel up, brings everything online.
Okay. I have 3D. Is anyone smarter than that? No? Alright.
Or
Nope.
you can roll a survival or I mean, if you get like a knowledge to unmoor the ships.
13.
You're able to figure it out. You get most of the way along, and then Jokaza, who is frustrated with having to wait for so long, as you're kind of just getting near the end, he just kind of like adds in his strength to kind of pull everything off a little bit forcefully. You bend a little bit of the you cause a little bit of minor damage to the docking area as you're loosening the ropes through the storm, but you get the boat out to sea, and online, or off the dock and online, I guess, right? And you are now in a hurricane. Sparky has precise kind of location on access points. There is a to Albe Isle specifically from within there, and you guys are gonna have to maneuver your way through there, and I'm gonna try and do this as a challenge of braving your way through the storm itself. Where did I put my notes on this?
Can Rusty search for the life preservers?
Yeah, you take a look around. It's not too hard to find something simple like that.
Just want to make
Where's
sure.
the life preserver first and foremost?
All right, so you guys are attempting to pilot this small watercraft through a hurricane without proper sensor systems to Albe Isle,
Yep.
avoiding detection from any visible detection, which shouldn't be too terrible, while locating an entrance that it's not clear what that specifically is, and then pilot your vessel into that. So with that in mind, like, again, just you're going through a hurricane, find the spot, avoid anybody being able to see you, find the specific entrance location with those coordinates, and then pilot into it. Tell me what
It
each
sounded
of
a lot
you
easier when we were still in the bar.
tell me what each of you is gonna do, and it can be anything, right? Like, you can say, I'm gonna be the one piloting the ship itself, or I will be, I'm gonna hook into the ship's system somehow, and boost try and boost signal to get a better viewing image on it. I'm going to search for X, Y, or Z. I'm going to keep a lookout, whatever you want to kind of overcome the obstacles of piloting there, avoiding detection, finding the entrance, and getting into it itself, right? Like, those being, if you tell me, like, yeah, I'm going to make myself a cup of tea. Okay, that's not going to help the ship, right? So what you're going to do to help the ship get there along the way, and we'll roll for it. I'll set difficulties based on what you're doing, and how inventive or whatever along there, and then we're going to see how many successes versus failures we get to determine the outcome.
Okay. Guys, here's
have
what
a
we
map?
do. First things first, Rusty, you got to give me the captain's jacket.
Damn it. I just want it back, okay?
Okay.
Oh, like, really? Like, keep the stuff in there. I know you work, man.
Keep everything in the
That's
pockets, just the
and
way it was.
I won't even look in the pockets.
right.
Okay, so I'm going to pilot this. But it'd be helpful if I had someone on sensors, someone who has a high mechanical, or maybe even the sensor skill.
And I'll even add in here, if you guys have something where you're like, hey, I want to try and have Jimmy help with this, you can do a roll for yourself, and then a roll on on Jimmy's skill sheet that's appropriate for what he's doing there. To have him kind of assist you within it, just because we don't have, ideally we'd have Chris and Jay here to kind of say what they're going to do, but
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy can
I
help with
literally have like
sensors.
nothing for that.
Like looking at my stats, I'm like, I'm not really a boat person here, guys. So
I mean,
any
look, just be
suggestions?
creative.
At least he's
Yeah.
got deck shoes.
Like,
Look,
like, I don't know, like what would Katir do in this situation? I don't know. She's not very much of a boat person either.
no one's
She'd
boat
probably
people,
like
but we all are boat people now.
she'd probably pull
Oh,
something
yeah.
out to look for lookouts and kind of observe the island as you're approaching it to direct you and to use storm cover or something. I don't know.
Are we? I'll try to make sure that everything stays closed so that no water comes on board, at least inside the hull. Or if not, get the pumps working to get the water out.
Okay. So you're gonna try and ensure waterproofing of the vessel and
What if
running the bilges because there's gonna be, I mean, like you've all been on a boat during the houseboat. Well, at least Jordan and Luke have been on a boat during a houseboat trip, right? And you've seen that they have to pump the bilges, even just
Yep.
normal operating during the day. Go ahead and
Let's
roll.
work the bilge pumps.
You can go ahead and roll a mechanical to understand operation of the bilge pumps and keep them running, and even kind of like running at high efficiency for it.
There we go. That 8's gonna keep us alive.
Jordan and Chris.
All right. Well, I'm gonna pilot. Jimmy's gonna be my sensors, but someone could be on communications, where you're just kind
Oh
of
yeah.
just pick up the thing and just listen and see if they're talking.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Hey, we're out here sailing in a storm. No big deal.
No, don't talk
How are
on
you
it.
today?
We're fine here. How are you?
I'll sit on sensors.
Rusty,
And,
keep your mouth shut.
no,
Just listen.
Yeah, I'm on the radio.
All right. What is Let's see. What is the maneuverability of this?
This has a +2D to maneuverability,
Sweet.
and you want Jimmy on sensor, so you're gonna have somebody
Yeah.
on sensors and someone on communicate. I'd say those are very similar. It would increase the difficulty for Rusty if he's doing communications as well.
Okay.
Because it's a small space, you're trying to both be over the kind of the same console area.
Well, I'm thinking he just listened. Okay, sure.
You could have one person run the panel, or two people fight over each other to run the panel, or one person run the panel and the other person do something else that might help.
Well, in case Jimmy gets shocked, we'll have Rusty ready to just tag in.
Okay.
Jim getting shocked again.
It could happen.
So go ahead and roll
Obviously.
your piloting or your I don't know, your operation with advantage for Jawa Jimmy helping you.
What do you mean by advantage? Twice? I picked the
Yeah,
best
roll
one?
twice. Roll twice and take the higher. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here is one.
This, by the way, is called. I think it comes from like Indy 3, maybe. It's called a skills challenge where everybody has to kind of come up with what they're doing rather than run a difficult thing through there to figure out the success failure and what kind of happens along the way rather than a long walk through the woods. Okay, and Rusty, what do you want to do?
Well, now that all the jobs are,
I mean, I really want to just make sure all the safety equipment is tight, functional, and do a safety check.
I mean, Bota's running the bilges and whatnot. It seems kind of like he's got most of that under control, for lack of a better term. Blaine is moving the vessel. You still need to figure out, you still need to observe the waterfront. Jimmy tells you that he's not getting a ton on the sensors, that it might be better to have an actual line of sight out there.
Yep,
And
that's
he'll
what
recommend, he'll toss you a pair of macro binoculars that are sitting on the driver's console and say that maybe if you could take a look out there, and you'll
and before doing that, and go,
Hey Blaine, it's kind of wet out there. I'd like to, use that jacket to be outside if you don't mind.
Don't distract me. I'm in a very dangerous situation.
All right.
Stays with me.
So now Rusty goes in the locker and hopefully finds just one of those like,
Slickers.
yeah, I look like
Gordon Fisherman
Yeah.
slicker.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
I'm getting all hungry. Wish I had some calamari sticks.
So first, Rusty, roll me a survival, which is a knowledge, but add 1d to it because you're more familiar with water planets, since the
Love this
Aqualish come
stuff.
from a water planet.
I like to get wet.
13.
Okay.
Alright,
So
sorry, I'll be right back. Hang on. I mean, you can keep going. I'll just be right back.
so Blaine is piloting this thing. He's actually, it seems like he's doing pretty well, keeping you guys on a decent course, but for whatever reason, Bota is having a lot of difficulty with the bilge pumps and like bringing them online properly. He just like he brings on like some signal lights and then it's like, no, shut them off. And he's like, ah, crap, not that one. And he's just like messing around with everything. Meanwhile, the boat's taking on a whole bunch of water because you're literally boating through a hurricane. And you're really struggling with it. Joe Kaza actually starts to, he finds a small receptacle to kind of like bail out water, but it's not helping it too much in the interim as Bota really works on getting these bilge pumps online. You step outside and you're suddenly buffeted by the wind, and you're almost knocked overboard as you grab onto the outside edge of the vessel and manage to stop yourself short of falling completely overboard, but you're now hanging on the side of the vessel with the macro binoculars strung around your neck. Roll a strength check real quick to pull yourself back on board.
Rusty or Bota.
Rusty.
No. Ooh, 8.
Help!
Wait, but you can sense danger, right?
The waves were
He
too
knows
big.
when he's in danger.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
He-
in danger now.
It was only his benefit of knowing that it was not smart to be piloting through a hurricane that had him able to keep himself being thrown overboard immediately. And now Rusty is like halfway on there, like
Oh.
really struggling on the side of the boat. Blaine is piloting as best as he can with Jimmy, and like Sparky's feeding Jimmy the specific coordinates, and Jimmy's tracking at least that using the ship's navigation equipment. But Rusty is like right there on the outside. Joe Kaza manages to like grab onto Rusty's hand to pull him back on board the ship, and go ahead and roll your search with disadvantage. So roll twice and we'll take the lower. And with the pair of macro binoculars, I think they give you a +2d to your search. Oh, sorry, they give you a +3 to your search. So roll search with +3D, which for Rusty search is so you'll roll 7D twice.
Search is 7. Holy.
Because you're using the macro binoculars.
Oh yeah.
I
Okay.
wonder what these things were.
I know.
So I do that twice. Gotcha.
They were just keeping me on the boat.
A boat pass.
Ooh, I guess 19.
You manage to catch sight of the island as you're approaching, but you have a really
I thought you were gonna
difficult
say we
time.
managed to capsize the boat.
It's Bota's fault.
It's
Um,
so heavy.
Never put Bota on a boat.
You have a really
The boat bilge.
you have a difficult time. You can't pick between. You have to pick either you're going to be looking for any patrols along the for lack of a better term fortress walls, or you're going to be looking for the entrance point to where you're going. What do you want to do?
Looking for patrols.
All right. As you look up, you see 2 guards along the wall. They are not looking in your direction. They actually look like they're looking to the northern end of the isle, the Albe Isle itself. And then they you kind of zoom in on them. They're discussing something. And then one of them waves the other and hurries him off as he pulls out his own set of macro binoculars. And it looks like you guys might have the opportunity to come in. You guys are coming in from the eastern side of Albe Isle at this point. Actually, you could pick east or west. It doesn't matter. There's access points on either end, but the guards are looking to the northern side right now, and one of them rushed off toward the interior of the place. So it looks like you're clear on that end, but you're not looking for the access point. You guys are now significantly closer. You've taken on a fair amount of water. What do you but still afloat? What do you want to do to navigate your way in and try and find an access point while Rusty's looking for guards?
Someone put me in the right direction. Lulu, how good are your peepers?
Hey, what the hell?
Somebody.
Come on, man. That's some respect.
I'm starting to wonder if this is worth it. And she she steps out. Rusty, you feel this like familiar sensation of Lulu reaching across your back and over your shoulder, and then she rips the macro binoculars
heart
out
out.
of your hand and says, "We need to find a way in. It doesn't matter if they've seen us now." She'll roll. Oh wow, she did really well. She says that she sees what looks like an inlet cove. And she gives you decent guidance on how to. She kind of relays down decent guidance on how to get in there. Roll Bota, you're still taking on water. Roll me a mechanical to see if you can get these pumps operating more efficiently.
Come on, baby.
My socks are wet, dude. Come on.
12.
You finally realize that
It's a
there's
little
more
better.
than one pump on the ship, and you kick on the second one.
Oh man.
And Blaine with some directions.
I got it, guys.
Roll one more piloting to see if you can get the ship in properly.
Oh, okay. $13. Oh.
Boy.
Ooh. You trying to listen to Lulu at the same time as Jimmy's starting to say more things about like the fathometer's reading really low. Bota's shouting about,
Watch out for the
"Can some-
rocks.
can someone get these pumps in?" You feel the vessel slam into something and careen off a little bit to the side, and then
Yeah, it's just a scratch.
out the literal windows, you see this cove that you've entered into, and it's just it's almost completely dark as you kick on your running lights to have a little bit of visibility entering into this space. And suddenly the downpour from the storm behind you recedes as you enter into a small, darkened inlet below a sheer cliffside facade of Albe Isle. And you find yourselves unable to see ahead, very far ahead, as just the glow of the vessel's own lighting and control shines blindingly in your own eyes, and you instinctively shut everything down, allowing the slight tidal forces to bring you slowly deeper in. And a minute passes, then 2, 3, as your eyesight slowly adjusts to the darkness. The only sound is the water lapping against the hull and the intermittent sound of metal rubbing on rock as you feel yourself slow. And soon you cease to feel any motion as you realize that the last sound was the vessel coming to a rest on gravel and sand. And looking in the direction that you assume is forward, you begin to think that you see a soft glow emanating from the darkness ahead. And if lighting is working, you'll have to zoom out a little bit. You guys are in near the top left of center.
Oh, there we
I'll
go.
have to add Lulu to this
That's
map.
the last time I want to go on the boat for a while.
Hey, you and me both, and I was the one piloting it. I'll turn to Rusty and say, I believe this is yours. And I'll hand him back his jacket.
I didn't do anything.
Captain.
Cool. It's way too big.
The darn ion. DC
You didn't,
thick at least.
you didn't ask him to do anything.
See ya, Lulu.
Get these bilge pumps to work.
So the ship is in need of some repairs to really be fully seaworthy again. You see that with those last adjustments, because you were running a little bit deep, taking the bilge pumps a while to bring online. Actually, Lulu's going to stay with the ship, so I don't have to bring her on the map. That you struck some of the reef surrounding Albe Isle. It is kind of like the Nepali coast in on what is that, Kauai? Sheer cliff faces surrounding the main island itself. And you gouged a sizable hole in the blue cloth off the side as you entered into this cavern area below. And it looks like there's a little passage here that you're at. You guys can feel free to kind of move about the cavern. I think on this one, I don't think that arrows will work. I think you have to drag and drop to be able to move around in here. But you have entered into this cavern system underneath the isle itself, or Albe Isle itself. Lulu, meanwhile, it says, "That didn't look like the isle. Where are we?"
Oh. You're not going to this aisle?
Which aisle did you want to go to?
Told you be specific.
Roostan, what is going on?
Hey, we told you to take you to Isle. We're not said we're gonna keep you safe. So you can stay with us for a little bit.
It's not like I have much choice in the matter.
Yeah.
What a great ploy to get her to spend time with you.
soon as I get this thing working. And she just she's like trying to look at the ship and figure what she can do.
Oh no, she's gonna leave us, guys.
You're the one that brought her along.
I thought she wanted to go here. Well, this actually works out better. It makes us seem smarter, like we tricked her from committing a murder.
You
When
may
really,
very well
I
have.
just
Bring her
thought,
in at the same time.
and we got her sort of helpful eyes.
She rolled
There
much
you
better on
go.
search than Rusty did. And she has less skill at search. She rolled really well.
I feel like she's definitely gonna steal it and leave us here.
So I mean, there's whatever you guys would like to do. There's
It's not going to go very far because it's full of water.
there's a little bit of time, not enough to fully explore the depths of, for lack of a better term, this map. But you guys can, if you want, start to take a look around and see where you are to get an idea of what's going on for the start of next mission. I think would work best. And as you walk a short distance in, gently rising and falling water towards the source of the glow, eventually the ceiling above you begins to rise and the feeling of claustrophobia recedes as you step out of the last bit of shin-high water into a cavern that you noted on your stolen maps. And you can see, if you guys want to follow the water for a little ways, whatever you'd like to do, you'll see the source of the glow that you can just barely see ahead of you. Growing all around on the cave walls is this bioluminescent moss that's giving the caves an otherworldly green light. And looking here and there, well, we'll see what you see when you start actually going somewhere in the cavern.
Cool.
All right.
That must be
So,
huge.
do we have any like glow rods with us, or are we just navigating by the bioluminescence?
You do, so each character has a little bit of a visual radius on this and the dynamic lighting that'll signify just like a glow rod, but once you get into the cave proper, you'll actually and Ian will kind of head in. I don't know what happens because I see all of you, but he's going to start heading in towards the area. I mean, he could go either way, but Bota started going to the right. You'll notice that your glow rod doesn't add much to the light of the space. Like you can only see so far with the glow rod, even underneath in these caverns.
Whoa.
Yeah, I can see him. Is there anything else on that boat that we can like bring with us?
Yeah, I mean, they might have like torches on there, or flares or something.
Or like even a back or something?
I would assume that the glow rods that you have were glow rods from the ship itself. There
Oh.
is one of you that has something that could alter what their light looks like, as far as a light source for this cavern. But he's not here right now.
Dang it. Sorry, guys. I only have a smoke
Is there
generator.
some way that we
Just make more
Is
mints.
there some way that we can disable the ship so that it can't leave?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the keys.
You could take the code cylinder. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
I'm
do
taking
that.
the code cylinder. Sweet, that's helpful.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I'll follow after Ion.
All right.
So looking here and there, you start to spot varying sizes of a spiky blue crab. Go ahead and roll. Everybody, roll your knowledge really quick.
Too great.
I've decided on this
I'm
mission,
always
by the
gonna
way,
pick the
Jordan.
ones I have no options on.
I want to add a skill to everybody. I think just a base skill that we'll have to determine what it would be based on each person that we can just roll for like memory.
Oh,
Nope.
Whoa.
I have no idea
Uh,
what this is. I gotta.
Blaine and Rusty, you're completely lost, but you know, just memory for GM side, right? Like Rusty should know who Lulu is on sight, but Chris Peterson might not, right? But so like for memory here, I set the threshold at a 10, so only Bota recognizes that these crabs are what you saw a lot of statues of in North Haven, and they strongly resemble the giant docks
Statue.
of North Haven. These are
Crab
clack
dock.
crabs. You are in this cavern. As you start to enter in, you start to see these blue crabs, and they vary in size from about 30 centimeters
Hopefully none of
wide,
them are as big as the dock.
or even smaller, uh to a full meter wide, so 3 foot wide crabs, and
jeez.
about half a foot tall. Like these are not small; they are big creatures, and they're just scurrying about. They pay
Aggressive?
you. They do not appear aggressive as you move toward them. They like look at you, and then they scurry off to the side. You see one of them upon your approach kind of just burrows underneath the sand really quick.
Oh boy.
Well, official. We got crabs on this trip.
Got crabs on this trip.
Because it's
Blame
dynamic
Lulu.
lighting, feel free to move your character around into the cavern and about the cavern.
Oh, but now I can't
little
see
bit.
everyone else.
Stick
You
with
won't be
Bota.
right. You will not be able to see everybody else because you're moving about in a cavern. Yeah.
Bota, I'm kind of scared right now.
Stick
I can
together.
tell you that.
I have a bad memory and I might forget where I am.
I
Whoops.
don't know who you are. I think you're Bota.
Keep walking.
And immediately coming on this side, one of the things you see is skeleton.
Gosh.
Does anyone in our group collect those? It seems like someone would.
I know. Well, it's probably better that no one does. But let's examine it just to see what happened to the crabs. Got it.
Poor soul.
Go ahead and roll an investigation, Blaine.
Hold on. Let me put on my thinking cap.
Blaine is on the job. Let me back my sailor's jacket, you fool.
This is time for Captain Inspector.
Still wearing your Gordon Fisherman slicker. The crabs are freaking out. They're like, oh, not this guy. I've seen him before.
Come on, man. It's still wet. I gotta stay dry. That way you can see me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is a creepy man.
Rusty has his own bioluminescence.
I rolled hide? That doesn't seem right.
It is
You're
not.
hiding from the body.
You're hiding something from the body.
All right, let's try this again.
You hiding
The
from
body,
Blaine.
the skeleton.
There
does
we
not know
go.
You're hiding from it.
There we
You're
go.
not telling us the whole truth. I know it. You're hiding something.
The skeleton. I mean, like you're not too familiar with bodies decomposing, how long it takes for them to turn into a skeleton. You've heard that it varies depending on climate and humidity and a variety of factors, where like you could, if somebody were dropped into, you remember like hearing like if someone's dropped into like a peat bog, that their body might, you know, like be mummified and just like never really decompose. But if somebody's left in like a desert, then their body decays really quickly, and they, you know, like you just remember hearing all this stuff. But this body has some wounds on it, some broken bones specifically.
Oh, so
Uh,
it's not just a skeleton. It's literally a body.
this is a skeleton. Like
Oh,
you were seeing a skeleton.
I was gonna say
And I mean
ew.
that I just mean that varies in time. Like how long it
Blaine
takes
is
for a body
disgusting.
to decompose into a skeleton varies depending on where the body is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know how long, but you do know that it looks like there are some broken bones. And looking about at the crabs, you guess that like some of the ones that you've seen so far that are a little bit moderate size, like or bigger size, like a meter wide, like they probably have claws that if they clamped onto somebody's calf, that they would break the shin bone in about this size of a break. But the crabs don't appear violent towards you at all right now. But it looks like they probably picked apart this body after it died, or they killed this body and then picked it apart. You don't know.
And they're
Mm.
still full.
Looks like I should follow a low crab diet.
So maybe something
Case
something
closed.
triggered them.
Yeah.
You can have a hero point for that.
Sweet.
I will say you can only ever have one hero point at a time. So if Rusty later comes up with another one and he hasn't used his one yet, he just keeps the one he has. He doesn't get another one.
But will you tell me that I got a hero point?
You have one.
No,
you
but
could-
like I deserved another one, but I don't get to stack it.
Oh, not yet.
All right, I just want to know
Stackers.
if I'm on fire.
Wow.
Oh, fire.
All right. So I think something triggered the crabs, and the crabs attack this person. So I don't know what that is.
Maybe he was wearing a fishing jacket,
Either way,
crabbing vest, if you will.
he ended up feeling clawful.
I'm gonna take away your hero point.
Oh, no.
No, you can keep it. But I won't take it away if this keeps up.
Oh, damn it. I started running out puns.
That's a warning. Straight up
That's
warning.
what the RPG is devolving to.
Ugh. Yeah, I know. I got my notepad out and started writing crab jokes. I've got
Oh, my.
one left that I'm definitely going to use. Okay.
So this is we're not in any kind of initiative or anything. You guys feel free to move about the cavern, and
You're now
all
free to move about the cavern.
you're now
Unless
free.
you're at Southwest,
Ooh,
you can't even get on a damn flight.
as you walk through, you see more. There's
I'm going to go this other way.
good amount of crabs in the area.
And then I bump into each other.
Oh,
There's some larger
Duh.
growths of moss and some spores and some things along that in this kind of main. It's a decent sized cavern that you've kind of entered into initially here.
This is where we need Tech bossing some schlub around to carry a gun and follow him on an adventure.
I'll tell you what, Ian would not be bossed around by Tech.
Also, I wish we had Drew's animal skills, because then she could sense the animal's feelings
Ride
and
these
or ride
crabs.
them. Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's so much in here that would have been really good for Drew to, and even like there's definitely things that Tech could have done in here as well. But there's a lot of stuff on a water planet like this that would have been, and dealing with animals here specifically, that Drew would have been great for.
I got a
Yeah.
feeling like if the crabs started to attack us, we could just throw Drew's monkey at them. Save ourselves.
The lizard monkeys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, I was like, hey, look, I'm just happy I'm not asleep right now.
Go nuts, and if there's anything you see that you have any questions about, or anything that
Yeah, what's
you
this
know, you
dot
wanna-
over
you wanna
here?
look-
How deep is this hole?
What is this dot? Or is this just more bioluminescence?
It's more
like this.
bioluminescence. There's larger spores and things that are growing in certain areas.
Ooh,
Um,
Rusty, you got a hunch about this?
Yeah.
Is there anything else on the floor or anything that we can see that was maybe related to that body? Was he carrying anything with him? She?
Good save.
roll a search. Yeah, you don't know if it's a he or she because I mean, that'd be a Blaine. Blaine might have some idea.
I could tell you in real life. Thanks to my one semester of anthropology, forensic anthropology I took at Chabot College.
Oh, I thought you were
There
gonna
you
say
go.
Blaine could tell you that one looks like it's probably a male based on the spread of the hip bones. It looked like it's a human skeleton.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at no, I can't even.
Hip game.
Nothing
see, now you're
nothing really
worried
of
about
note. There's some scraps that very obviously used to be clothing, but they're very shredded and worn and kind of they're what's the word? They're degrading and breaking down, rotting. Yeah. As you go to pick them up, they literally kind of there's some that are wet, even with the mold growing on them, and some that are just that crumble into nothingness.
Okay.
So this cavern is completely devoid of everything but crabs and bioluminescence.
I think the crabs eat the bioluminescence things, right?
So far as what you've seen as as up to now, yeah, there's nothing other than that skeleton and these crabs, but
But they didn't even seem to eat all the meat off the skeleton, right?
it's purely a skeleton.
Oh. Whoa.
Whether it's been
Run, boys! They got a taste for blood, for human
and
flesh.
the crabs will kind of scurry away from you. They don't want to you're big enough that they're not trying to do anything to you. They're not small, but you're big enough that they're like they don't appear aggressive.
Okay. Do you want to go down the? I'm gonna. Hey guys, I'm gonna peep down here real quick. Don't leave me.
Hurry, let's
man,
run.
I've already
in
been
that
down.
direction.
I love the fear that this is instilling in everyone.
Yeah, it's so creepy.
Just a lot of crabs. I think I see another skeleton. I'm coming back up.
Yeah, I can't see you anymore.
I'm back. I found another skeleton.
Nope. There you are. Great. Alright, well, I guess let's keep moving.
Yeah,
to the south.
I think we should probably escrabe the caves.
You know that you speaking of which you feel
Let's get out of here. These crabs are nuts.
you can hear the wind from howling in, this kind of low blow from outside.
I'm out
Still.
of here. I'm following Bota.
Is Lulu following us too?
No, she
No,
stayed behind.
Lulu's staying on the ship. She's kind of mad that you guys brought her here.
Oh,
I guess she would be.
she's just mad that we crab-sized the boat.
No, take the point away.
Crab sized. She's blown away. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That hurricane really dampened her spirits.
Oh, jeez. Now you're going to give yourself a hero point.
My next
Alright.
roll is the disadvantage.
Oh, I thought we're at the end. I didn't move to the right.
It comes to a narrowing right there, and
Hey.
then opens a little
Oh,
bit
man,
again.
it goes 3 different directions.
Rusty, where'd you go?
Oh, I'm here.
Oh. Ian, where'd you go? We're going north. Let's not lose
I-
Ian.
Looks like a dead end here.
Okay. Wait. Does someone have survival caves? Hey, Bota.
Anybody can roll survival.
Bota, use your eye.
Bota has a normal prosthetic eye in right now to look like Bogus West.
One I don't
Yeah,
have.
that's right. Yeah, pop that normal one out. Throw it. You could still see. You should have got a normal one
Toss it,
that could still like
toss it to
relay
the
data
crabs.
and just roll it down. What's your eye say?
I thought you were gonna say toss that normal one to the crabs. Put your infrared eye back in. Oh, look! I found another skeleton. This one in the same condition as the other one.
Yeah, they look like. Blaine, go ahead and roll an investigation, and Blaine will. Bota wouldn't.
It's interesting. Bota woulda.
Bota wouldn't in this
Bota
case.
would wanna.
Bota wouldn't know how to. This one looks in very similar condition. Even like now having something to compare to, it looks like they are of a similar time, kind of broken down. Put it that way.
Okay. This and it they're both human, right? Or humanoid?
Yeah, they both look human.
Okay.
It's odd. Two of them die, similar time, two different locations. Both of them not carrying anything with them.
I mean, so it looks like they got down here naked.
This one also looks human. There's again, there's like decomposed scraps of clothing, but it's a skeleton.
That's very much.
Yeah.
All right. Did you see anything over here?
Nope.
I mean, do you want to look for anything?
I actually got lost and I got scared. I ran back to you guys. What
Right.
the heck is that?
Let's just not hurt these crabs. And just get this. Hey, what's this over
Rusty,
here?
you've been way over there.
It looks like you very obvious at this point, like looking into it. Rusty, you gotta hold on a second.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
describe it.
Rusty ran away.
You see, it's a pile of crates and I don't know, mostly crates and
Refuge.
and things along those lines, just refuse, not refuse, not human excrement or anything, but goods and things that look like they have decomposed.
Like tables?
No, not tables.
Chairs?
Like
Crab knits?
like there are remains of what looks like electronic equipment that is beyond repair. It's just it's been left to the elements, completely just rusted, corroded. Some of it will break apart in your hands, kind of a thing.
Better get tetanus.
But a lot of goods that look like if they were in good condition, or if they had been in good condition around the time these bodies had been more alive, might have been worth a little bit of money there, but in the current state are really just kind of beat up and broken down. Rusty, you see another skeleton, actually two more skeletons as you approach that way, and as you start to move deeper into that passageway, you start to see the crabs start to turn towards you. This one, even this little one here, and you actually notice as well. Roll a perception check.
Coming up.
Just because you're the person that went right here, and you can roll it with your advantage.
Because I'm freaked out.
Or roll. You can either roll perception or survival on this one.
Go perception. 17.
Okay, with the 17, you actually notice that as you've gotten to right here, there's a lot of smaller crabs. Like they're whereas the ones out further from here were about a meter wide, half a meter tall. When they, if they were to stand fully up, they really come about a quarter of a meter off the ground, about a foot or so off, a little less than a foot off the ground, but they're really wide, big. These ones are about half to a quarter that size. Like they're a bit smaller. Like the smallest ones being what we would think of as like a good sized crab here on Earth. But these are small compared to those bigger ones. And you note that, and again, having been from a water planet dealing with similar kinds of creatures, they're displaying as you kind of walk down that hallway, they're displaying a little bit of aggressive behavior for a crab species. Let's put it that way. You also see, as you're looking in there, move this. Oops, not that. You see two large trunk chests. But if you come much closer, more and more crabs seem to be moving in your direction. Definitely displaying I guess let's put it as warning behavior, like a sign to say, do not come closer.
Rusty, it looks like you're getting in a bit of a pinch over there.
Take away the hero point.
This is gonna make me do it more.
This is like maybe like the nursery for the young crabs, so they're more protective.
Not like a flamethrower or anything.
Roll a Rusty, roll me another either perception or survival check.
On. Coming up. Perception. 17.
Again, wow,
So,
that's actually good.
exactly.
You see sitting on a small rise right above, and you see actually a couple things. One, there is obviously not as much bioluminescent moss in this area. If you come much closer, those crabs are getting real close to you, and they are now sitting there snapping their claws, looking. I mean, like, even if you were an idiot, you would know that these crabs are not happy with you being right there. So there's not as much bioluminescent moss in this area, but you do see a raised berm and what looks like a large, I mean, like real big pile of eggs.
Oh, hell no.
Oh hell no! Oh man.
I'm sorry. I would actually be pretty disgusted.
First thing that comes to Rusty's mind. Oh hell no! If only my mom could see me now.
She told me not to mess with crab eggs. Glycerin. All right, hey guys, I don't think we should go over here.
All right, let's.
He goes, check it out, baby. Not
Just-
do that so close.
Just past as you stand there, just past the eggs, you start to see a rumble in the ground.
Oh,
Just past the eggs.
nope, going back. Nope, I don't like this.
I have a feeling we're gonna have to go through there. Just
Nope,
knowing.
I'm getting the insides of my jacket wet. Nope.
And as Rusty backs off, the
Inside of
rumble
this jacket's not waterproof.
starts to settle, and then it's calm again.
All right, so
All right, I've already beat a hasty retreat.
like, Bota, you got like a flamethrower or something?
Yeah, I do. No, I don't have my armor on, do I? Yeah, I do.
You
I can't
have
remember.
you have your jetpack. I don't know how much of your armor you're able to keep on as Bogus West. You
You,
can tell me how much of that.
you
Like
also
you might
don't
have
have any
had
charges. We used
No,
yeah,
them
your
then
all.
I would
jetpack
have
is
more.
empty. Yeah. It just looks like a fancy like, and you literally like if somebody now were like, "Well, you have a jetpack," you can just say like, "Oh, it's just for show,"
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
is.
Doesn't have any fuel.
No fuel. Not so much for clearing the path and having lunch. Guys, there's a lot of babies and egg crabs. Soon to be babies. They don't look nice. They look kind of upset that we're here.
They certainly seemed upset when you came closer.
Yeah, I don't know about this, guys. Is there any other way?
I mean, there's a lot of ways that we haven't looked in.
You know what, man? I think you should go towards the crabs.
I'm going this way. Let's go. Let's all go back this way and try a different route.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna go down this time.
All right, go nuts.
All right, but I'm gonna watch out for the crab warning signs.
The rumbling.
Do the crabs that were like walking past seem
Well, here's some
more
stuff over
hostile?
here.
No, as you back away, the crabs they kind of skitter off away, and leave you alone for the most part from there.
Oh, I think I found some crab eggs.
Blaine and Rusty, as you head down here, you see more. These are more barrels, some chests, some things along those lines. Actually, Blaine, roll a streetwise. Maybe a streetwise would be right here.
Yeah,
Streetwise is finding stuff, but I think that it'd work here. It shouldn't be. It's not high difficulty, so it shouldn't matter for either.
this is
For
from
anybody.
visiting Moncal and Regamus. My experience with water planets.
It's not a. It's not. Yeah, that's real good. It's
Whoa.
not. It's not crab eggs. As you kind of look at it, it looks familiar, and as there doesn't even look to be crabs like right in that area. You walk up and you look at it closely, and you realize that this is a big pile, a large amount of imperial credits, not like
Yes.
pre-New Republic imperial credits.
Whoa.
All right.
That are, and they're I mean the top layer has some oxidation, but as you kind of move those aside, underneath that, I mean it's a big stack of credits. There's just fresh, clean credits.
My value is all of a sudden Bota appears there. Credits.
Hey, credits.
Uh, I'm rolling an 18 for value.
It looks like it's about, let me see here.
A quarter's worth of the Imperial's pay.
Story that
It
never
looks
happened.
like it's about 50,000 imperial credits, which you would then you're like trying to run through your head a calculation to figure out how, and even like in a streetwise trying to figure out, okay, how would I convert these? Like how much would this be worth if I ran through a conversion? It's still a large amount of credits, but there's a certain,
Like pound sterling.
depreciation. Yeah, well, not even pound sterling, right? Like this is like what's a country that no longer exists, right? Like there's value in finding like Roman gold, or what are they called? Denarii
Is it
or
a
whatever,
precious
right? For
metal?
um I mean, I don't know if they were made of a precious metal, but there's value in it. It's just not the same. And even, like it's only 11, ABY. Like there's still conversion capability to New Republic credits. Um, it's a lot, like back in the day, this would be like if you were, and you kind of like guessing now, having seen a couple more skeletons, you're like, okay, like, maybe 5, 6 years from the decomposition of the garb and the rotting of the materials and things like that. Like it's definitely been at least, 4 to 6 years in there. Like this would probably be worth back 4 to 6 years ago. The further back, the more value it becomes. But 4 to 6 years ago to be the equivalent of like 200,000 New Republic credits today, kind of a thing. Like it was. This is a large chunk of change.
All right, boys, load up these crab
Rotting
things,
boxes.
rotting boxes, and let's drag them.
The ship that Lou was just gonna take.
Reach out and grab yourself a handful of credits.
Reach out.
Crab a DM.
Goodness gracious.
All right.
I'm a Scrooge McDucket. Just swim a little bit.
Just gonna lay down in these for a minute.
Hard Imperial credits. Never felt so good.
Is there anything over here in this other room with these crates that it's worthwhile?
It looks like roll your streetwise, Bota.
Uh-oh. That's a dangerous game.
How do you only have 46 in streetwise for a bounty hunter? I mean, like you've hunted down plenty of people. You've chased down people that were killers. You've chased down people that were informants. You've chased down people that were smugglers. You're best friends with a smuggler, and you recognize all of the material that you see in front of you as things that would be valuable if smuggled, whether they're um, contraband for whatever kind of litany of reasons, booze, um, foodstuffs, medical goods, things that would be of more value. And as you kind of tie it with the imperial credits, you think like, if I was hiding things from the empire, then this is the kind of stuff that they didn't let your average Joe have, and it would be worth a lot of money on the black market. There's still some sealed bottles of liquor and wine, but the foodstuffs and the textiles and things along those lines look like they've decayed beyond much use, and even like the electronics um, and things along those lines have corroded that you're not going to be able to use them. But it looks like you're starting to piece together, and even Ian, although he won't make the comment directly because I don't want to use my Irish accent right now. You're kind of recognizing that this was used as some sort of a smuggling point.
Right.
Um,
Obviously, it hasn't been used for some time, though. It's fairly abandoned.
yeah.
All right. So, I think we're going to have to go through that crab clutch if we want to get out of this cave, guys. I don't think there's another way around it.
You mean like the other way that we didn't go earlier? Aren't we supposed to be underneath something right now?
Yeah, we go up. Dig up. Well, hey, first things first. Since we're not going to be able to do this, I'm just going to grab 2 bottles here, stuff my pockets full of Imperial coins, and just try to remember how we got here.
All right, I'm just gonna say this right now. You have 2 bottles, that's fine, but with your pockets stuffed full of Imperial credits, you make us like like the money pouch sound as you walk, and if you're gonna keep it there and at some point be on Albe Isle, I'm gonna say that this is gonna take 1D from your I guess it'd be your sneak.
Look, this is
If
the
you're gonna be
only
trying to
way.
move around with pockets full of credits.
This is the only
Pockets
way
full of money.
I'm going to be able to recoup my losses on this mission so far.
This mission's starting to cost us money.
It's cost me a lot of money. I mean, granted, I've made all those bad decisions myself. So, what I'm thinking here is one bad decision deserves another bad one. So, this bad
That
decision,
sounds like a familiar logic to me.
two wrongs don't make a right, but three lefts make a right.
I can see where my daughter likes you.
All right, let's go up this. What way haven't we gone?
Left,
Guys,
up and left.
What? Who was that? Hey, are we
was
almost back to the boat by now?
the boat was right here. I don't know if you can see pings on.
Isn't that
Yeah,
where we're going?
if you head straight up, you would be to the boat, but you turned left and then turned around when you saw a skeleton earlier.
Oh, right. Hey, well, I'm going to go up to the boat and drop these credits off real quick. Isn't it right here? Isn't the boat right here?
It was up that way, yeah.
All right,
And you
hey,
can do that.
I'm just going to
You
drop these
can you
credits
can do it.
and bottles off real quick. Sweet.
saw Blaine.
Definitely doable.
Cool. I'm going to serve those bottles back on my special place that I don't want to talk about because we're in disguise still. All right. Oh, wait, it's just all of us. We all know each other's true identities, right, guys? We already leveled with Ian.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, well, let's go up and around this other place. I'm out of here.
Blaine, where'd you go?
Come on, babies.
I like how timid dynamic lighting makes everybody.
It's new. Oh, I found another skeleton. This is why I turned around last time.
Ah, Bota.
Bota, you see some barrels that have rotted away that are now empty, but at the bottom of them there's still some liquid that
Ooh. I found some more junk. Jimmy would have loved this.
uh
Incredible.
everybody roll a search.
16.
$11. Jesus.
Um, Rusty, you see that the chest in the corner. Oh, you can't see it from there, but I'll move your character real quick. There, you can see this chest now if you're following Blaine and them. And as you open it, you see that the chest actually has not decomposed because it's made of metal. It's rusted on the outside, but the interior is still in good condition. And there are there's a whole bunch of electronic. What do we call them? Not chips, but boards within there. You can't identify exactly what they are, but they're in real good condition still. Boda, on the skeleton right next to you and right kind of in between everybody there, you see a worn down but not completely decayed journal.
Oh boy, those journals always seem to get us in trouble. All right, I'm gonna grab that.
Stop reading people's diaries.
Just
I know,
just
right?
grab it.
Help myself.
Do you want to do anything with it?
Yeah, I'll leaf through it and see if there's any recognizable information in there. Has it been like, has the interior pages tattered or
It's
still
all
intact?
they're a bit worn. You can't read every little bit, but it's all written in Arabesh, so it's very easy to read. Um, common common language in there. And it appears to be a journal of whoever the skeleton was of, and it goes through um it kind of like starts with, I can't believe how this is how it all ends. I can't believe that after all the work to subvert the empire, after all our hopes strike out at their greed on our own planet, the Republic finally winning this war, that he betrayed me. And as you look through it, there's kind of a, a different history than you had been presented of this area of the planet that describes a initial arrival of the Empire to Rathalay with an intent to strip mine the Firestone from the planet, but that the relative instability of the material and other mining operations ended in a loss of major funding, that the area was still controlled and impressed to construct and develop Impombi, the Isle, Albe Isle, and other areas in order to prepare for imperial operations. A brief description of an unhappy and lazy imperial governor of the area that focused their time more on the capital, which is not on this particular continent island area of Siltstone, and left the planning and development of the space to the people on North Haven. He just kind of like hired them out initially, like, look, you guys, look, you need to develop this. This is what I want from you. Make it happen, kind of a thing. And then it talks about a meeting of the leaders of North Haven, which was the original settlement on the Siltstone continent of Rathalay, that planned to construct numerous passages and access points that would allow them to subvert and spy on future imperial operations on Impombi and the Isle. They completed their operations on those locations and had begun the foundation work on Albe Isle when the rebels freed Rathalay. They had agreed on what they were going to tell the New Republic as they arrived, and then it goes into talking about work with the pirates that you had dealt with, the Lumini pirates on the western side of the island, and that after agreeing with the author, whoever it may be, that Dang Sion asked only that they clear the cache on Albe Isle, and that things were going well when Dang loaded about half the goods, set charges on the island access points to go up from the foundation, from the cavern that you're in, and then stranded the group underground.
Holy shit.
They hadn't even noticed when he took the clack clutch, and it describes that they had previously these devices that would dissuade the crabs, for lack of a better term. And then he sabotaged those rappel posts, and then the detonation that followed suddenly shut them down. It says the clutch is blocking the exit. The clutch and the king clack. With no explosives, we can't regain access to the island. And without rappel posts, we can't patch the clutch freely. With no weapons, we have no chance against even the smaller ones, much less that monster. Then there's another page. Rick and Kesk tried to improvise something from the Firestone vein. We didn't know that there had been a second clutch laid there. Then another page. Avon and Lestia tried to make a run for it today. Then another page. Someday, I can only hope that someone will find this. I can only hope that they make you pay. Dang. And it's signed. You can't tell the first name, but the last name that you recognize is Sion. And looks like whoever this was related to. Dang. And Blaine, you can tell that it's a male skeleton, whether it's a father, a brother, a cousin, a nephew, an uncle, whatever, that it was his own family that he left to die stranded underneath here.
Oh man. I wonder if he thought that we had to get to this island because we were investigating. He thought we might be investigating this. Right? Well, he freaked out when we said we were going there. He ran away. He thought we might find this, maybe. So
Gave us a lot of credit.
So we have to go up, and we have to do that where the clutch is.
So it looks like from reading it, what you read is that they had these rappel posts, is what he refers to them as, that would keep the crabs from attacking them if they approached too close to the clutch, and that he moved a clutch to block the exit that you guys just came in from. So those eggs look like they've hatched, and that so they weren't able to escape from underwater. And then he blew up the access to Rathalay going up. So you gather that if you take a look around here, you might be able to find points where and actually, Rusty, roll me a search.
Coming up.
You can roll it with advantage as somebody that knows demolitions.
14.
Roll one more.
13.
Okay, we'll go with 14. So far from what you've seen, you found one spot that looked like it wasn't smooth cave wall. You just hadn't really been thinking about it at the time. That it looked like it was more like something had happened here. The note mentions at least mentions multiple, so more than one. And then further on in there, it talks about that they tried to improvise because firestone superheats when firestone gems are held close to each other. They start to heat up. So they tried to improvise something from the firestone vein, which I'll just give it to you that you saw an area of the cave that wasn't lit by moss. It was lit by something else, and it was warmer as you entered towards that where the eggs and the crabs were. They tried to improvise something with that firestone vein to do something as well. So you know that there's at least one access point that was toward the vein. It was actually where you found a dead end, one of the dead ends earlier. There may be more throughout here, and that you have that one area of a large firestone vein that's sitting right where the crab clutch is right now. And it's very obvious that if you go too close to that, they're not happy with you. And that when they approached that before to try and improvise an explosion, it looks like that's their normal nesting ground, that the crabs killed them, which is probably those two bodies that you found close to the area. So I think that's probably a good spot to call it for tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna need some extra muscle. Hopefully Joe Kaza can join next time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rusty does have some explosives on him still.
Quite a bit.
But you also saw some chests in the
Maybe there's some
around
explosives there.
that might have something. You found a crate full of electronic boards. What they are, you don't know. Jimmy might have an idea if he could take a look at them later.
Yeah.
And as you're reading this,
Cave up on top of us.
as you're reading through this journal, I'll add on that you feel it feels like an earthquake, like there's a rocking of the area, but it feels like it's above you, not below you, that things are shaking heavily from.
Wait, what? What's
Something above us is shaking.
Mm,
And it could be, no, it could be the hurricane, but it feels like it's bigger than the hurricane was doing because you just, drove through it. And I'll do this now. I'll probably redo it when everybody else shows up, but I'll give it to you guys now. Because this is a alternate one shot that would affect everything else that I think would be fun. So you guys are sitting there underneath the cavern. You feel the shaking, and we're gonna pull out of there. I'm gonna give you a little narrative somewhere else on the planet. The ongoing storm provides a welcome lightening of duty on the station. As its arrival was forecast well ahead of time, there are no hurried departures from the Isle to be concerned with. All arrivals are set to begin in a day's time, and the early kickoff for the festival in North Haven provides an entertaining background while the relative routine monitoring continues at the listening post. The only people bemoaning their work are the extra sentries posted on Albe following the commander's concerns based on reports of unusual activity on Siltstone's western edge over a week ago. MA-2827 reports unable to perform search of rooms C-256, 258, and 319. More guests keeping indoors for the storm. W03 reports conversation between Denon and Abendna, I can't say that word, representatives as general sector development. No concerns. GK-18 reports several excursion vessels appearing to have broken moorings on Eastwatch. Requests work for retrieval following the storm. The reports continue to flow in as the highlights from the Battle of the Bands play in the background. A buzz of excitement from a few operators as Barquin Dan is announced, and is announced as the next band to be arriving for the performance at the Isle. The watch commander's voice cuts through the din as she mutes the announcement unexpectedly. Contact GK-18. I want to report the last 16 hours of checks on those vessels and their lines. Understood, Commander. With the storm, we'll have to wait for hardline connection. We still have no remote comms. The tension in the room can be felt by everyone. The excitement over the upcoming arrival of the Glitz gang replaced by the commander's determination that their order would be carried out immediately. I am aware of the atmospheric interference, Lieutenant. I'm also aware that those moorings were to be doubled up due to the storm. I want to be brought online once GK-18 is contacted. Understood, Commander. Several minutes pass as the reports from the Isle come through, each more uncomfortable than the last. Eventually, a detail is dispatched to locate GK-18, and nearly 20 minutes elapse before a red light flashes in front of the commander. GK-18 report. Commander, this is Security Officer Cord Tyfe reporting. Suddenly, alarm begins blaring on the long-range sensors at the front of the control room. Commander, we have 10 starfighters on sensors approaching rapidly. More incoming. Looks like a full squadron, Commander. Orders? Man all battle stations. Bring surface batteries online. Turbolator batteries on the front of the best origin vector for those fighters. Something brought them in, and I want it out of orbit. Ion artillery is creating an interlocking field of fire. Keep fighters back as long as possible. Laser crews, open fire until we have birds in the air. Launch all X-Wings. And so, while you guys are doing everything under here, there's if everybody wants to, I've written up an alternate mission where you guys can, completely free of the worry of dying in space combat, be New Republic X-Wing pilots to fight off the rocking that you felt is probably blaster fire that just hit Albe Isle from above from some starfighters that just came into atmosphere during this hurricane.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. And what you guys decide to do, whether you want to do it or not, how well or poorly the X-Wings would do against those incoming fighters would impact what you guys might or might not find as you come up above the surface.
Interesting.
But that'll be like a one shot. It'll literally just be space combat, or really it'll be like atmospheric combat in a hurricane. So there's some penalties and things that I imposed on that, and I do have special bonuses based on what you guys would want to decide to be, or who you would want to decide to be as your pilot, and if there's anybody, like if you're like, I want to use, like you couldn't use Wampa, for example, but you know, like if you're like, I'm gonna be Wampa because we met her and this is how she ended up flying a freaking X-wing for the New Republic, right? You can create a believable story for somebody that that works great, and yeah, so that'd be like in 2 missions, but just to give you guys a little preview.
Cool.
Like the sidebar. That'll be fun.
Nice.
Yeah, and it'd be a nice one. It's a nice escape from everybody being terrified of walking around underground here. And 2, it definitely plays into what will happen, like what the things that when you guys actually go up from the caverns into the Isle, or into Albe Isle, what the situation looks like there, right? Because if you guys did terribly in X-wing starfighters, got there's 6 X-wings that can fly out of there. All of them get blown up without stopping any incoming starfighters. Albe Isle will be a complete ruin and devastation as you try and pick your way through it. But if you kill them all, things could look different, right?
That sounds more like a threat.
No, I mean, I'm just trying to say, like, it's not necessary, right? Like, I can just roll for what happens in that combat, and see kind of what'll happen from there. But I thought it'd be fun for everybody, and it'd be fun to do starfighter combat with knowing, like, look, if I die, Jawa Jimmy's not dead. Just this random X-wing pilot's dead, right?
Yeah. I might connect with you on that because I got a couple of ideas.
Sure. No, that'd be great. I've got a whole bunch of random ideas. I even have ideas if Rusty had taken a couple, like 2 more steps forward. I have stats, homebrew stats on what these crabs can do.
Oh yeah, I figured that.
Couldn't wait to try them out.
I mean, and you may very well decide that that's where you're going to go, and I have homebrew stats on what these crabs will do.
Mm.
So, no.
Oh,
well
done. That was creepy in a good way.
I had a lot of fun. It was definitely interesting to watch everybody go from, oh yeah, we'll just walk around this bar, to, I'm not going to move my character on this map. What are you talking about?
Yeah, dynamic lighting is fun.
Yeah, definitely. I never was able to get it to work really well, so that's awesome to see it actually, work.
Yeah, and that was the whole reason of the bar, was to make sure that it actually worked. Otherwise, I would have had to reveal this whole map at once for you. So I'm glad that it worked out. Well, all right.
Cool. Well, I'll cut the recording now.